What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have the December 2024 Tulsa International Airport update for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. I really can't believe that we're already to the end of another year, but here we are at the end of 2024 with a very strong finish here to the year for Tulsa International Airport. We have a bunch to look forward to, but definitely a really strong finish to the update here. We have a little bit of all of it, and that's a great way to finish out the year. So I'm really excited for this, and I hope each and every one of you are as well. Again, it's going to be an awesome update, and very excited to dive into all of what's going on. Just saw that ground service equipment there, and it needed a little bit of adjusting. So that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to start with the Delta side. Well, actually the shade's coming from this side, so let's go ahead and start over here as we typically do so that we don't lose the good light. So that being said, I hope all of you are excited. Let's go ahead and get started. Southwest Airlines has a nice presence here today with their 9 destinations, starting with the 737-700 coming in from Dallas Field. This aircraft's now going to be heading out to St. Louis, so looking very strong for those typical Southwest destinations that have been here since the 1980s. More 1980s destinations with the 737-800 coming in from Houston Hobby, which was one of their first, and now this aircraft's going to be heading out to a newer destination with Orlando, Florida, although it's been tried many times over time, but glad to have it back permanently. Here we have this Illinois 1 Southwest 737-800. This aircraft's currently making a non-stop flight. Really good looking plane, by the way. Coming in from Chicago's Midway, and now it's going to be heading over to Denver today. So glad to see those going very nicely. We have a 737-700 right here coming in from Phoenix, and now it's going to be heading out to Las Vegas. So glad to see both those double daily, really great capacity, and definitely a really good job there by Southwest for making those a reality. And lastly, we have the 737 MAX 8 coming in from Austin, which has had a couple more Maxes lately, so definitely shows that that route does well, and definitely has to after, American terminated it about this time last year. So glad that Southwest has their monopoly going there strong, and American using those resources elsewhere, which we've definitely seen here at the airport. So definitely really strong. What else is really strong is United Airlines this month, as they have 5 overnights. The 3rd daily Chicago flight obviously is going to be gone here for a little bit, but we do have the double daily mainline here, which is amazing, from both Houston and Denver, which is amazing. So here's the Houston mainline this month. It is a Boeing 737 MAX 9, a little overkill on capacity, so we'll have some emptier flights on this, of course, so we might try to do another day trip if I can on it. But anyway, yeah, or actually, I think I already have it scheduled. I already have a couple of these scheduled for that exact purpose. So anyway, funnily enough, we can move back into the actual plane itself. But yeah, there'll be some empty seats, unfortunately. But that's just how it goes. Now, if they fill it most days, and that's great, I'll be super excited. But judging off of what they're capable of doing, I think a 319 would have been the better fit here. I think, honestly, the Denver and Houston should be flip-flopped right now. That's the reality of the situation. However, Denver definitely will fill up really well. So let's go ahead and pan into that with the United A319. Again, this aircraft's coming in from Denver, so great to see that going very strong. It's just absolutely awesome to be the only airport in the region with all the Southwest flights, and they have both the mainline from Houston and Denver. So this is great. Obviously, the Houston mainline started back in 2016 inconsistently during the summer, and it then progressively became year-round eventually, and then we moved back to the pandemic. Took a while to get back to this, but we have. So yeah, it's super exciting. So as of for next month, no mainline, but we'll be back for February, so absolutely super excited about that. So regardless of the case, though, this is a very strong offering here and a great model by GeminiJets. So glad to finally feature all the United Evo Blue planes in strong here. Obviously, this year's been great considering that we got this one, and we also got the A320 from Attitude Models. So loving all the effort here. This is really cool. So great to see all these going strong, and they're looking great. We're going to lose the light, though, if we don't continue. So let's go ahead and get to the United E175 coming in from Denver. So that's the late night flight, and that remains consistent year round. So we'd love to see that. And here is the Houston late night flight. So really cool that we have this on top of the MAX. So that's another contributing factor to the seats. If you're gonna fly this plane, it just needs to go by itself. I know the morning flight does well at 9 a.m., but anyway, the 11:30 arrival has just been horrendous on the numbers, and it really saturates. When you're looking at it, it's like, oh, Houston's doing that bad. No, it's one particular frequency that's doing that bad, and that's this 11:30 flight, because this plane has nearly 200 seats on it. So how can you expect to fly this airplane and then follow it up with an additional 76 seats? So during the summer, absolutely, there's definitely reason to believe that's a reasonable thought. But during one of the lower times of the year, they're not quite. But anyway, we'll move on from that. That's overkill on the discussion. We'll talk about that in another video. And the CRJ coming in from Chicago, of course, is the 550. It's just the one overnight. Actually, this is supposed to be the 175. So I can actually get that fixed real quick. I had this in here for the last several updates that I filmed. So anyway, this airplane, the E175, is coming in from Chicago. So that got pulled over to gate 2. And now they're going to pull it back over once the one of these two pushes back. So anyway, looking nice for those airplanes. Nice to see them all going strong. Great evaluation. Let's go ahead and dive over here to the A gates, which are nicely illuminated and all looking very strong. So they're all still full, which is great. We still have FIS work going on over here, so very excited to add that extension. I'll have to hit up custom airport buildings again and get that done. And as of for the mat, I think I'll probably just end up, I'm not gonna pay for another new mat, so I'll just have to put foil over that and end up adjusting it. I knew that there was a possibility that, you know, some portion of this ramp was gonna get redesigned at some point. I wasn't expecting it to be so soon, but what can we do? It's still pretty accurate for the most part, so I'm not going to complain too much. So our first airplane is this Allegiant Air Airbus A319 coming in from Las Vegas. So glad to see the 3 destinations going strong year round. So that's awesome. There's another city in the state that only has seasonal service from Allegiant now, which is unbelievable. So feeling fortunate to have all those Allegiant flights right there. So great to have 6 a week. Next, we have this American Eagle ERJ 175. This is going to operate the flight in from LAX, and now it's going to be heading over to New York's LaGuardia, so that will be Republic. So cool to see those flights continuing to go strong, and overall, it's a really good progression. Next, we have the American 737-800 in the One World livery coming in from Charlotte Dulles. So cool to see 3 daily flights, 2 PSA 900s plus the 737. So no doubt, pretty much acting like 2 daily mainlines. So love the additional frequency though. Definitely helps with regards to different connecting opportunities and whatnot. And here we have the American Airlines Airbus A318 coming in from Dallas Fort Worth. So we have 2 A318s and the 737 on the overnight this month. What's very notable about all this though is that they're terminating really early in the day. So I believe we have 8, 9, and 10, I think are the times, not exactly, but around those areas. So here's the first one, which it's a 319. I want to say it's at 9 is when the 737 comes in, although I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me, but it's somewhere in that department. So anyway, very interesting at the very least, and great to see all this mainline from Dallas, and hope to find another opportunity to utilize it before the schedule change for my life comes through. So won't be able to do as much of that for an immediate period of time, but again, that'll be talked about in the channel update coming up, so stay tuned. And we have this American A319 also coming from Dallas as well. So great to see all this capacity, and definitely awesome to have all these mainline services. So that's really, really cool. Here's the Chicago O'Hare ERJ-170 that got moved over after its arrival. So we have 3 daily on this month, which is very impressive. So eager to check out load factors, see how it performs, you know, all the pieces to the puzzle on that. So that will be a very interesting one to run down. So looking forward to seeing what that's going to be looking like. We have the LaGuardia Endeavor CRJ-900. So very cool to see this. This has been an awesome highlight for 2024. It was our only new route, and luckily we do have one coming for 2025 regardless, hopefully more than that. So let's see, 2024 would have been the first time we only got one new route probably since, I don't know, 2020, but excluding the non-pandemic times. 2019, I think we had 2. We had Destin, LAX. So yeah, it's been a while since we've only had one new route, but anyway, it was a very, very meaningful one, and a very good one. So we did have a bunch of capacity upgrades in our defense though, luckily, with all the additional flying to Miami and Orlando this summer. So that was a huge highlight of the year. And then obviously other such developments like the 3 daily mainline to Dallas, and what Delta's been doing to Atlanta has been another big portion, as they've added even more flights to Atlanta. The 5 daily 717s continuing through the non-peak times has been very cool to see. So here it is. There's no doubt that they continue to do really well with this, and it's exciting to think about what their possibility of future planes are going to look like. Obviously, 717 is not going to be here forever, so they, I'm sure, are thinking of plans right now. But whatever the case is, it's really exciting thoughts of what's coming in the future, but want to enjoy the 717 now because of how cool of an aircraft it is for us aviation enthusiasts. So very cool to see that, and overall very strong. We do have a good handful of taxiing airplanes, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. We do have one on the hard stand though, this American E175, which came in from, this is our flight from, let's see, what's the other destination? I believe it's Washington National? No, time out, no. Miami, sorry, Miami, I didn't get mentioned. So here it is, Saturday only, very cool to see it, and overall it's looking really strong. Here's the Delta E175 heading out to Salt Lake City. Very cool route, very awesome. I'll be eager to see if a CRJ550 ever sneaks in on it, but I think they're going pretty strong with the 175, and they're doing a good job filling it. So yeah, definitely excited to see what's coming here in the future. Let's get our FedEx. That's kind of cool with the Americans back there. FedEx 757-200. And this aircraft's going to be making it, oh shoot, sorry about that. This aircraft's going to be making a flight today over to Memphis, of course. So cool to see that. Came in from Wichita, so eager to see if they'll change the pattern up again soon. I'm sure they will. It's cargo after all. Busy time for cargo, which is great. Here's the UPS A300 coming in from Louisville, so great to see that connection there. And I've been forgetting to put the DHL 737 in here, but we still have that Cincinnati flight, just haven't got a chance to feature in the last couple updates if we're kind of limited on space here. So my apologies, but need to get that other board worked on so we can get that back into the airport updates. Here's the PSA CRJ 700 rather, and SkyWest. This one comes in from Washington National, heads out to Phoenix. So cool to see that continuing from last month. Really adequate capacity. Phoenix still double daily, so that's great. We have our Gulfstream G650ER. This aircraft's going to be heading over to Las Vegas today, and this aircraft came in from Chicago Midway, so that's pretty cool that we have some more civil airliner airport destinations. FedEx Boeing 767-300 freighter. This is our flight over to Memphis, non-direct, so that's pretty cool. And then lastly, we have the Pilatus PC-12. This aircraft's coming in from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and now it's going to be making a flight today over to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is actually home of Middle Tennessee State's flight program, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that was a fun little way to finish out today's airport update. I really hope all of you enjoyed it. Great year here at Tulsa International Airport. We had some record-breaking numbers. I'm just predicting, but I think we're probably going to be somewhere in the ballpark of 3.25 million passengers, which is absolutely epic. That would be an increase of over 100,000. Could be just 3.2 though, I'm not sure. It just depends on how busy this final quarter of the year ends up. What happens when you run out of phone storage, everybody? Nevertheless, I really hope all of you enjoyed this. A really fun time here today, and what a great way to finish out 2024 here for Tulsa International Airport. That being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.